Welcome to FC Barcelona Central. I am your host Pedro, and we have a ton of breaking news from the transfer market, from a goalkeeping saga to the hunt of a new winger, and even some critical financial updates from UEFA. So, Culés, after much anticipation, Barcelona has officially secured the Jets from goalkeeper Joan Garcia. We've been reporting this for weeks, and now it seems to be a matter of depositing 25 million euros to release for the release clause and finding space for him in our fair play. The agreement has been initially sealed by the agent with a 5-year contract in place. Barca is confident that Garcia, who seems to be considered like a proven talent with huge potential, will be the new starting goalkeeper for the 2025-2026 season. However, this brings us to a major situation with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, our current number one, who's under contract until 2028. After his semifinal loss to Portugal in the UEFA Nations League, Ter Stegen was asked about his future, and his response was clear. He said, quote, "It's not the moment to talk about my contract with the club. I am focused on playing with the national team, and I already spoke, and I have nothing more to add. So we'll talk another time." So Ter Stegen's intention is to stay and fulfill his contract, which he was deferred to help Barcelona's tough financial period. But now I think the club message is crystal clear. Garcia is meant to be the new goalkeeper, with Chechny being his veteran backup. This means that Ter Stegen will have to, is going to be forced to seek an exit if he wants guaranteed minutes, especially with the 2026 World Cup in the horizon. I also must add that Joan Garcia just coming in and claiming he wants the starting role, that's easy. That's easy to say, but he has to perform and he needs to impress Fleek if he wants the starting role. I mean, listen, at this point until today, we have four goalkeepers. Ter Stegen always get hurt through the middle of the season. So to have Joan Garcia as a backup, I guess, if it happens, or have Joan Garcia be the starting and Ter Stegen as backup and Chechny coming after, it's going to be interesting. I mean, listen, Ter Stegen keep saying that he's not leaving Barcelona. So this whole idea of him, he's worried that he needs to get minutes so he can go ahead and be the goalkeeper for the German national team. I don't know. I'm sure he's pretty aware of what he needs to do to become the German national starting goalkeeper. And if he wants to stay in battle for minutes, I mean, hey, so be it. Like it's I think it benefits Barcelona having more goalkeepers who are top quality level, and incorporating Joan Garcia, who is a young, good goalkeeper. That's nothing better than that. So that's going to have to be figured out be in the dressing room if Ter Stegen doesn't ask and is committed to staying with Barcelona until 2028. He did take a pay cut to help Barcelona. So do we owe him something? Does Barcelona owe him anything? I don't know. He's been with us 12 seasons. I think despite of anything, we this is a good problem to have. We have enough options in the goalkeeping situations, and they all have been pretty good. I'm a little bit more concerned about any defensive holes that we have. I have not heard of any center backs being in the market, so or linked to Barcelona. So, welcome to another episode of the Colombian novella taking place in Liverpool involving Luis Diaz. English report has been buzzing about the Blaugrana offensive, even suggesting the proposal was rejected. Whether it's clear that this was a first offer or an initial approach, that it's actually unclear. The Athletic has revealed that Liverpool is unwilling to sell the Colombian international, citing that he's in their plans for the next season. However, Diaz is on the contract until 2027 and is reportedly not interested in renewing and prefers to move to the Spotify Camp Nou. Contacts with Deco has been, has happened as early as yesterday, but Liverpool former, response was a little empathetic, saying no interest in any transfer. They apparently value Diaz around 80 million euros, which is influenced by this Saudi team, Al Hilal, in a recent push from Bruno Fernandes, who he declined. Despite Liverpool's firm stance, Barca isn't willing to pay the 80 million euros. The club is hoping that Diaz will pressure Liverpool from his end, especially since he's been reportedly unhappy with his current salary and renewal offers. Luis Diaz himself spoke from the Colombian team national camp, and he's been clear. He said, "We are talking with clubs. It's normal for the market to be looking what's best for us. If not a good renewal, if I'm not given a good renewal, or I stay there for years, I will be happy. Now it depends on him. So it is a clear sign that he's open to a move. Barcelona knows that it's a long summer and Liverpool might need the fund, especially after signing some promising players from Leverkusen. And he also linked to other promising young players who obviously are not are not cheap. But beyond Luis Diaz, we I want to discuss another name that was in the transfer market rumors last season, and this is Nico Williams. He had an excellent Euro Cup, and he was also a major, part of the summer transfer last summer. Well, he ultimately stayed with Athletic Club. Now, reports suggest that he started the conversation for a renewal of his contract. We both saw her discussing his salary to be increased to at least 10 million euros and increase his release clause to 58 million euros. So Athletic's intention is for to raise the price aggressively, potentially reaching 90 million euros by this very summer. So this could make it a little harder for Barcelona to sign him, especially if he has this type of clause. Anything I think above, listen, I don't know all the numbers in Barca, but I think anything above 60 is way too much. Young Garcia, for a goalkeeper, he was 25 million release clause, which seems to be really, pretty cheap. But anyways, in another news that kind of happened just now, Fabrizio Romano is saying that River Plate Argentina attacking midfielder Franco Mastamonto has decided to join Real Madrid. So we need to keep an eye on that, as Real Madrid is also making move, and they obviously have all the money in the world. Speaking about money, now it's I have some vital information concerning some well documented, financial woes with Barcelona, which could really impact our sporting side. So while Barcelona had a really productive Champions League campaign last season, reaching the semifinals before falling to Inter, and they got embarrassed by PSG, next season might be a little tough. And it's not a secret that Barcelona has been struggling financially, and our efforts to improve the situation hasn't been enough. We only got to manage barely to register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor for the second half of last season due to ongoing registration problems. And now I think this is going to affect us into the Champions League. Marca reported, the newspaper Marca reported that Barcelona has reached UEFA financial fair play for the second season in a row. The club was ordered to pay 500,000 euros for the first offense in 2024, but the latest one seems to bring a little bit of a harder punishment, which is more likely to affect some sporting things for Barcelona. UEFA is expected to release the details of this matter in the coming weeks. So for comparison, a Premier League club like Chelsea and Aston Villa also made breach this fair play. But since it's the first time, the punishment won't be as bad as Barcelona's. Well, the exact punishment is unknown. It is reported that Barcelona could face a reduced squad for next season in the Champions League, meaning Hansi Flick might not be able to count on all 25 players, but maybe a lower number, which is another the worrying possibility is not just the reduced squad situation, but points reductions, which we could see the Barca start the league phase with negative numbers, which is a serious development, meaning like this will be a direct impact in performing of the biggest European tournament during the season. So Barca fans, from goalkeeping changes and Luis Diaz new significant updates, also with these financial penalties, it's definitely shaping up our summer, and it's going to be a defining one from Barcelona. What are your biggest concerns and hopes after all these updates? Please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and like the channel. So until next time, Visca Barça.